When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek we talk, my people, Mek we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek we talk, people, Mek we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek we talk. Hey. When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek we talk, my people, Mek we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek we talk, people, Mek we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Mek we talk, people.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another special edition of Mek we Talk. One moment, please. Yes, good evening, everyone. Good evening. We're listening and watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to the edition of the Mek we Talk program. Can you all hear me? Let me know if you all hearing me. Yes, good evening to everyone. Remember to like, share this live feed. Let's get some people in. Let's share up this live feed. Let's get some people in to speak about. We're going to open the phone lines because I need everybody to call in and tell us your views on what is going on. PM of Jamaica says he will no longer be silent on social media misinformation. And what the Prime Minister failed to understand that most of the misinformation that has been spread on social media is members of his own political party. Is members of his own political party, members of the Jamaica Labour Party, has been spreading propaganda news every day. One moment for me, please. Hello? I'm good. I'm live on air. Hold on for me. Can you come up and open the phone lines, please? I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. All right. Yes, I just thought people start calling already. That's to show you that everybody is really up in arms and really upset about what is going on. So we're going to speak about that, and we're going to have my good friend Luke George Cook come on in to speak to us also. Luke George Cook will be on air with us this afternoon, along with some other members of the team here. Yes, also other members of the team here. We're going to speak about what is going on, because it cannot be that the PM is talking about other people and not chastising members of his own political party. People like you know who. The main one was Nestor Morgan. And I want to find a video. of Mr. Morgan. Let me find it here because I don't want anybody to say that I am spreading fake news either. Mr. Morgan went on a radio station in Jamaica. Let me see if I can find it here. No, it's not that one. Let me see if I can find it. Where Mr. Morgan lashed into former Jamaican ambassador to the United Nations, Mr. Ambassador Curtis Ward. I'm trying to find the video here. Oh, Lord. Where Mr. Morgan told a member, a former radio announcer on Route 96.1 FM, that Ambassador Curtis Ward was a fake ambassador. His exact word. And I dare him to challenge me on that one. Because I have the video of it. Where he said that Ambassador Ward is not an ambassador. And when I called the Jamaican ambassador to the United Nations office in New York, and I asked him to verify if Ambassador Ward was an ambassador to the United Nations, they refer me back to Jamaica. I didn't have to do that, I just wanted to do that, to show you that the Jamaican Prime Minister right now, what he's saying, Prime Minister Holness, you need to look within your administration, sir. Because you have some of them on social media who love to chat. One of them on Facebook love to mock. And I'm going to show you something. That the one on Facebook who love to mock, spreading propaganda news against Wilfred Radigan, myself, and Herb Nelson Jr., and others. So when the Prime Minister is going to talk that he's going to clamp down on people on social media, the same Prime Minister back in 2000 and something, I remember it was, who said that Jamaicans must go to social media and promote. In other words, he didn't say promote, but I'm saying promote. They must go to social media and talk of what the Labour Party is doing. Now this man is flip-flopping around and saying that he's going to clamp down on social media. The same Jamaican Prime Minister who encouraged people that mainstream media is not doing anything. They must go to social media. I'm trying to find the video where Nestor Morgan. Lord, I can't find it here on my thing here, but I have the reply of Ambassador Ward. But based on all what we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to have people come on in, we're going to open up the phone lines. The Prime Minister is saying that he's going to run a dictatorial state. Where because he realized that Jamaicans are turning to social media to speak about, I know for a fact that this program here and Rizid Rattigan is not spreading misinformation about $1 trillion missing. $700 billion of taxpayers' money cannot be accounted for in the Ministry of Health. And how much gone down the drain in the Ministry of Education. You hear the Transport Minister saying that the bus fare has been collected from JUTC. Nobody said the bus fare didn't disappear too. Is we saying it, Mr. Prime Minister? Are we the ones putting propaganda news on social media, Prime Minister Holness? Let me stop something because I think I'm freezing up. Yes. Are we the ones spreading propaganda news on social media, Prime Minister Holness? When you have your members of your party, Chopper John call me on TikTok the other day that I'm the scum of the earth. Some things that they call me on TikTok, I just ignore him enough. He and another young lady that is on TikTok. So is it that we know? And because Wilfred Radigan filed a lawsuit against the former Minister of Information for defamation of character, and Mark Golding did the same thing. Did the same thing. Did the same thing with Did the same thing with the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. Mr. Prime Minister, I think you need to clean your political home, sir. You need to clean your political home, sir. Because in case you don't know, maybe members of your cabinet, sir, have people on social media spreading propaganda news against people of good integrity. The one who named Keisha Makshi, she put up something about Wilfred Ratigan. I'm going to show it to you all. But let's bear with me. The one who named Keisha Mack, who loved to Mac. And by the way, the same Keisha Mack sit at the Montego Bay Depot of JUTC, a political appointed, put her there, collecting taxpayers' money, making other members of staff a living hell. I said to her, you know, take down what you have on your Facebook page. She did not do so. A friend of mine sent me something the other day. But it seems as if they take us for a bunch of non-action persons. Let me say something to Miss Keisha Makshi. Because since your party leader, our Prime Minister, said he's going to clamp down on social media and propaganda news, he said that the police has found people and they have the capability to find who they are and whatever. Prime Minister Holness, if you have the capability to find who people are, why not the capability to solve Jamaica's crime problem? If you have the capability, Prime Minister Holness, to find out who is spreading propaganda news, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. And you have some people who, because they run up and down in 2016 election, the two parties do it. The PNP is no better. When the PNP win election, JUTC, people is being put at JUTC from the People's National Party too. The two of them do it. No better barrel, no better herring. But when you have people who know nothing about anybody, who come on social media, come on YouTube to educate the Jamaican people about certain things and make it clear to them that the People's National Party against state power will be doing the same thing. But no, they don't believe us. We're a member of the political elite. You know? According to them, that we're members of the People's National Party. Mr. Prime Minister, I'm asking you, since you're investigating other people here on social media, why don't you investigate members of your political party, sir? Who is on social media spreading propaganda news against people, sir? Why don't you do something like that, Mr. Prime Minister? want you all to listen to something here. I want you all to listen to this. Not the one who did it, you know. He's the one who said it, not me. Isn't it?
A young person made a post on social media
Oh, Lord.
that bordered
Hold on for me.
on being defamatory, probably libelous. Person made a post on social media that bordered on being defamatory, probably libelous. The person was tracked and their identity discovered. Long and short, the person was put up to doing this by another political organization. And we have been tracking several such cases where you see some posts being made that border on defamatory or libelous. And when you dig behind, which we have the capabilities to do, and to discover the people behind these accounts, there are young persons being recruited to do this. It is purely out of good conscience that many of them we don't pursue, because they are young people, they are being misled, they are being used for the wrong purpose. They are being used to, because they are native to social media, they are being used to manipulate social media, to comment on posts negatively, to spread rumors about people, to do some really nasty things. I'm not going to say too much about our capabilities to track it. And we have been tracking. And you're going to see some actions very shortly for those persons who are using social media. Much of what is being done is, in fact, against the law. I want to say to you, the people who have chosen to be a part of the Jamaica Labour Party, the Jamaica Labour Party does not use or endorse the use of social media to attack people's character, to assassinate people's character, to spread misinformation.
Then Prime Minister Holness, you said that over the weekend and up to a while ago, or a couple of hours ago, your political party, sir, a member of your political party, on Facebook, put up something about a Jamaican citizen. And that's not true, sir. Why don't you rein in that individual, sir? And you know who I'm talking. The person on Facebook. You know who I'm talking. Listen to some of what he's saying.
We have too many good news items, too many achievements that you need to promote without having to resort to attacking people. No, we deal with policies and programs and principles. People who don't have policies, who don't have programs, and don't have principles, they try to attack people. People who don't have good news try to spread bad news. And where there is no bad news to spread, they create falsehoods. There was a time when we would have been silent about this and allow it to go on. But the world in which we live in, the world has never had the capability, as it does now, to create and generate misinformation at a scale and speed that it influences people who are normally rational and reasonable people. It is now at a point where even degreed people, people who have gone to school, studied in the highest institutions of the land, they are not able to discern the nonsense that comes to their phone. They're calling me and asking me if it's true. It's amazing. They don't know that there is an entire industry called fake news. An industry set up just to do that. They call it entertainment. And if you fall for it, them say, but it's not my fault. You know, should I know better? But a lot of people don't know better. A lot of people stay home and they're on their phones or they're watching on their computers. Utter nonsense and rubbish. But they are not able to discern that it is not so. Because as long as they see it on TV or it appears to them on their screen, they take it as fact. But that's not the world in which we live in. Unmoderated information is being presented. Now, there are societies that we look on them and say, these societies are the beacons of freedom. And in those societies, they have recognized the dangers of allowing this kind of unregulated free flow of misinformation to reign. In countries like Canada, for example, even in the United States, they have taken steps through their Senate, through their Congress, through their Parliament, to call in the social media companies and say, listen, we see where your social media platforms have tried to influence our elections. You have to moderate, because they realize it is creating a problem. It is an accelerant for conspiracies. It is being used to mislead and misinform. So I'm saying to you, the young people here today, yes, it's the new platform for information, but you must use it wisely. You must use it with discernment. Not everything that is posted is true. Check, question, and if it is not so, dismiss it. This is not an attempt to in any way dull your voice, but it is now time that you use your voice for the defense of truth, that you must make your voice heard for the defense of truth. And when people put nonsense on social media, you must tell them it's nonsense, not no so.
Let me make something clear this afternoon. Most Honorable Prime Minister, you're everybody's Prime Minister, you're my Prime Minister, you're everybody's Prime Minister. Let me make something clear this afternoon, Prime Minister Holmes. Let me make something clear this afternoon. I know for a fact that this platform here, everything I put on this platform, it is fact-checked. It comes from the news in Jamaica. Everything that Mr. Rattigan put on Rizzi Rattigan, it is fact-checked. He gets it from the access to information. There's nothing fake around here, Mr. Prime Minister. What I'm going to say to you now, sir, that if you are going to say this to we, I'm asking you, sir, that those who the Jamaica Labour Party put on social media, and it goes for the People's National Party too, for those who put on social media, who love to spread propaganda news, according to Uno, about people who is trying to speak the truth about what is going on in Jamaica. 1 point something trillion missing people say nothing goes up. When you tell a certain person who is a doctor in the diaspora who speaks on the behalf of the Labour Party, him say nothing goes up when I have no facts. I want to listen to what the Prime Minister is saying, you know, because I have something to show you that a member of the Jamaica Labour Party social media network put up on social media and she has no proof to it. Listen to this.
Because your only intent is to try to trick people to get power. That's it. That is all it is about. Trying to trick people to get power. So we have said to our youth organizations, mobilize. The same way they are using social media and their telephones for evil, led by evil people, we must use that platform and those devices for good.
You know, Prime Minister Honest, I have a feeling, said, with all due respect to you, sir, turn my idiot your brain, you know. With all due respect to you, sir, you were the one who tell Jamaicans to take to social media when you were running in 2016 and stop listening to mainstream media. You said it, sir. So tell me something now. When it seems as if you people do things when it's suit on, you know. When members of your political party, Prime Minister Holness, was on social media spreading propaganda news about people and the integrity and the character, sir, why didn't you come out at the same time? Why didn't you come out at the same time, Prime Minister Holness? You're being hypocritical, sir. You are being hypocritical, Prime Minister Holness. With all due respect to you, sir, you're being hypocritical, sir. Listen to some more of this. Because I want to listen to this.
We must publish all the good that we have done. We must promote the good things we have done. We must promote our values, our principles, our programs, and our achievements. So, you are our ambassadors. You are our ambassadors for growth and innovation. And you are our ambassadors for the promotion of the good works of the party that you support.
You're ambassador for promotion, and you're ambassador for the good work and promotion of the party. Now I want to show you something. I can look from my phone here. Put up on this thing and read it to you. I want to show you something. That one of Jamaica Labour Party well-known blogger on social media, on Facebook, her name is Keisha Mack. I'm going to show you something here. Her name is Keisha Mack on social media. I wish I had the thing to zoom it in. I don't have the thing to zoom it in because I think I put it in the wrong way. Well, let me rephrase it. I think I put it up the wrong way I put it up. Anyway. Keisha Mack on December 30, 2023, she wrote, "The wannabe wasted his time as FBI agent with a Saudi colleague who was attempting to find him a Saudi wife. He spent much of his time hosting wild parties that may have indicated promotion and paid little attention to the FBI investigation of 9/11 now want to bring down Jamaica's democracy. Keisha Mack wrote that, Prime Minister Holness. Why didn't you come out at the same time and tell Keisha Mack not to write this thing, sir? Keisha Mack wrote that against Wilfred Rattigan, one of Jamaica's son of the soil. Go to Keisha Mack on Facebook. I don't care who wants to come over here this evening, you know. Because I already feel all alone. I can't take on one. You, Prime Minister Holness, came out and said what you said the other day. You have all right to say it, sir. Don't get me wrong, sir. You have all right to say it because there's been a lot of misinformation going around on social media. But your party started it. Your blogger started it, sir. You get off of my platform, it's a Holness business. He is the one who allow it. It's his platform. He tell them to do it. He allow it. Why didn't he come out same time and say to them, so no, we must stop this thing? Why is no as it suit him to come out and do it? Huh? Keisha Mack went on social media on her Facebook page. Her Facebook page on December 30th. December 30th, 2023. That's what she wrote up against Wilfred Rattigan. She knows nothing about Mr. Rattigan. But some Saudi wife and all sort of shebang around. But she went up and she wrote this again. When she wrote this again, she put up this again. Now she put up on social media about all of us. Huh? When the Prime Minister came out and said to her, take down that. That's not what we are here for. Why didn't he come out and do that? Huh? They went to the Parliament of Jamaica and they big up their social media personnel. Why didn't they tell them to deal with that? Why didn't they? I spoke to Keisha Mack in her Facebook chat and I said to her, take it down. She don't take it down all now. She don't take it down all now. Think I say nothing to anybody? There's an old Jamaican saying, I'm going to find something here. A friend of mine said to me the other day, I can find this quote. Oh Lord. I can find the quote. You chat and make your ass pay with your check or something like that he said to me. Can't find what he said to me, you know, but I'm gonna find it here. You see, for those who continue doing things, Rattigan sue the minister, you know. But it seems as if Keisha Mack and others not taking heed. There's a girl on TikTok who, when she ready, she call up my name, she call up Wayne Lonesome name, so Wayne Lonesome not even have a sheet of, he can't even buy a sheet of zinc, put on the house, all sort of something. You see? All sort of something. All sort of something. And the Prime Minister did not come out and say to them, listen to me now, you're not going too far with this thing. Stop it. He does things when it suits him. He do see when it suit him. Mr. Holness, when you have your blogger, sir, who is from your party, sir, when we speak the truth on this platform, you want to call us, sir? They tell us how we are this and how we are that. They threaten one of my person come on the platform here. I think go anywhere in Jamaica. They say to him, say, oh, are you the company? Jeffrey Tavares, Mek WI Talk show. They spread propaganda. Now tell me something. If we're spreading propaganda on this platform, that means every single media house in Jamaica is spreading propaganda too. That means the access to information out of Jamaica is spreading propaganda too. Huh? What it means? So, Prime Minister, yes, you need to clamp down on certain things, sir, but there's freedom of speech also, sir. And what you should have done, sir, is make sure that members from your political party, young people from your political party, who is on social media, and the one who love to chat, let them come out clean. Stop degrading other people's character, sir. Let's stop degrading other people's character, sir. I am not against what you're doing, you know, sir. What I'm against, if you attempt to shut up the Jamaican people, so I'm against that. But what I am not against is when you have people on social media spreading propaganda news and bringing on people's character. I'm against that. You have all right to do something about that, sir. But what you should have done, sir, is look within your own party, sir, and make the people who are on social media from your party, sir, stop doing what they're doing. They come off of YouTube and they go on TikTok. That's where they are now. They're on TikTok spreading all sorts of propaganda news. So what you did, sir, over the weekend and whenever you do it, sir, what you should have done before you do that, sir, is calling your media, your media personnel or the media experts and let them investigate members of your political party, Prime Minister Holness. And Mr. Golden must do the same thing too. Mark Jefferson Golden of the People's National Party must investigate members of his social media network too. And if they're bringing on other people's character, they must stop it. He must speak to them about it. Because the two political party does it. But when the Prime Minister is going to come out and tell the Jamaican people that they have the capability to track who and who, and they have the capability to find the man who kidnapped the teacher, though. Maybe the teacher will be alive now, but you don't have capability to track people according to who's spreading propaganda news. But you all didn't have the capability to track the man who take away the teacher for how many days, rape her and then kill her. Prime Minister, with all due respect to you, sir, come on. Come on, Prime Minister Holness. Nobody's trying to bring down your government. No one is trying to bring down your government, sir. We're speaking the truth when you have a person in Jamaica crying for water. $1.3 trillion is missing. I didn't say it, the Gleaner said it, the Observer said it. Other news organizations said it, not me. $700 billion of taxpayers' money is accountable for in the Ministry of Health, sir. Is that propaganda news, Prime Minister Holness? Huh? Is that propaganda news, Prime Minister Holness? So when we speak over here, sir, and members of your political party is going to dig up and dig up and dig up and dig up. Who there with Saudi woman for who there with Saudi woman? All because the son of the soil decided to speak out. Understand? Because I never get commissioner of police by XQYZ. To hell with commissioner of police. When a damn lucky never give to him because I lock up someone, you know. You're a self-righteous hypocrite. Coming over here, go talk all kind of damn stupidness. Not on this platform. Blacking all on this evening. The truth is the truth. What is it now? You decided to come, you decided to attack social media. Where you was the one who used social media in 2016 and win the election. You, Prime Minister Holness. A friend of mine, I'm looking for the quote the friend of mine said. You talk something, make sure you have the check to cash, you know. Can I remember the exact word when he said? Biggs, if you listen to me, Biggs, send me back the quote where he said to me. It cannot be that when we come over here and we speak the truth about things, I'm not saying you haven't done some stuff. Maybe you have done some stuff, sir. With all due respect to you, yes, you have done some stuff. But when you are going to come here and tell us that we are the one who is doing this, we're the one who is doing that, when your party, your political party, Prime Minister Holness, where Keisha Mack and the one who loves to chop is a part of, defaming people named carrying on people's character. You did nothing about it, Prime Minister. What is it? Because it suited you at the time, but now it doesn't suit you, so you have to come out and speak about social media. What are you planning to do? Is Jamaica becoming a dictatorial state, Prime Minister Holness? If all what we're saying on the platform, Prime Minister Holness, why don't you call us one of these days? You know the number. I have your number. I have your personal number. You know my number. Call the program then. You can get with a number. Anytime you can get with a number, call him number. Do not make your mouth write a check that you're asking a check. You're asking a cash. So Keisha Mack, do not make your mouth write a check that you're asking a check, that you're asking a cash. And the one who loves to chop, do not make your mouth write a check that your ass cannot cash. And there's a young lady on YouTube on TikTok. Don't remember her name. You love to call up my name. It's the same way Prime Minister want to know where he is. Know where everybody is. I know where you is, you know. I have your correct name and I know where you live. Just like Miss Keisha Machi, who is a pastor at some church in St. Anne's. Keisha Mack is some pastor. Because she's not a pastor. She's some pastor at some church in St. Anne's. And she changed up her name, but she's Keisha Mack. Because she nobody knows she's going with. A Labour Party member. That's your prerogative. It can be any member from the political party that you choose, madam. It's up to you. It's your right to do so. It is not your right to come on social media, though, to be spreading false news and bringing on other people's character, though, Keisha, man. It is not a right. And I spoke to you about it, and you did nothing. So since you're a party leader, our prime minister decided to do something, well, I'm gonna show you something then. I love to give one in. I don't drink my porridge when it hot. I told you a long time ago, Keisha Mac. Stop doing what you're doing. Take down those things you did not. Because you miss Buttup, you end up a conqueror for JUTC. Of a man to go be a metro. Because I'll show you something. Do not make your mouth write a check that you know where cannot cash. One of them tried it, you know. He's no longer Minister of Misinformation. Be careful what you're doing to people, you know. All in the name of a political party. Be ye careful. We're all Jamaicans. When I was born a member of the People's National Party, a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. I was born a Jamaican. I don't dig up things on people. But you're going to go out on social media. And you're going to put up things like these. Huh? Overthrowing Jamaica's democracy. What is wrong with you people? When you put up something about Dennis Daly, a parliamentarian, so Dennis Daly can't read. Keisha Mac did it. Is it the Prime Minister don't say those things? When the deputy speaker of the House bigging up social media's bloggers in his constituency debate speech, why did the Prime Minister say no, you can't beat them up because what they're doing is wrong? No, you sit in the Parliament, Prime Minister, and listen to the deputy speaker big up social media networks, their bloggers, Keisha Mac and the one who can chop. I know nothing about this man. And what you people are doing. You're hurting other people. I don't come on my platform and bring down the Prime Minister. I don't come on my platform and talk about the Prime Minister and whatever concubines and what they're talking about. That's none of my business. It's none of my business. Somebody send me a picture with Mrs. Vaz and some people or whatever. I don't come on my platform and show it on my platform. It's none of my business. I'm talking about what is going on in the country. Whether it be good or wrong. And for you, Prime Minister Holness, to sit there and listen to the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, big up social media network, and you know for a fact, sir, because you're computer savvy, you know, you're always over social media. When people think you're on social media and you're on social media listening, you may be listening to me right now. I don't understand this, sir. I fail to understand this. Chris, welcome to the program.
Hi, Jeffrey. How you doing? I had a little technical stuff going on at the house, so they just left.
Okay. You sound very low, man. What's going on? You're very low.
Jeffrey, I'm not familiar with this thing, you know. So let me
turn up your volume on your thing there, man. we're not gonna sit down and say that what you're doing is not right or what you're doing is wrong. What I am saying, sir, if you decide to do it now, why didn't you stop it from the beginning? Why did the two political parties stop it from the beginning? Why Mr. Gold never stopped it from the beginning? Why you, Prime Minister, never stopped it from the beginning? Chris, you're there with us?
Yes, Jeffrey. Are you hearing me?
What is your views on the Prime Minister saying that he's going to start? In other words, what he's saying, PM says he will no longer be silent on social media misinformation. What's your views on that?
So, Jeffrey, this is my take on that whole situation. You know, when you throw a stone in a pig pen and it hit a pig, the one that get the hit is the one that squeal out. Now, politicians generally don't react to you unless you get in under their skin. And we know that wholeness, and you have to give him credit for this. He understood early that him have to control the media, and he did that efficiently in Jamaica and buy out the media in Jamaica and silent them, keep him on his side. But the factor that he didn't factor into the equation was obviously the bloggers. So now that the bloggers are checking him on whatever he puts out there and countering his narrative, and he has no control over that. Now you see him going to the next thing. I can't control them, so I go and destroy them. He has no power over the bloggers, especially the ones outside of Jamaica. That's in his fantasy. It's not gonna happen. But this is the first time in the history of Jamaica where the common people really have an effect on politicians. Before they just brush you aside, you have to, them control the gleaner, and you have to be one of these, as your term you always use, these highfalutin people who have op-eds in the gleaner. The local people never have no say. Their voices was completely shut out. This is a democracy now, where people can voice their opinion, whether they agree with it or not, but they have a voice. And Oldness has now come to terms with the fact that him living in a different time and him scrambling for a solution. We, the bloggers, you guys, and the people who follow you guys, have now check him. He has been checkmated, and this is what his reaction is. I'm going to have to do something. So let's see.
You know something? When you have, I fail to understand something doing, Chris. Are we that diehard that we can't see what is going on in the country, Chris?
Well, Jeffrey, social media cut both ways, right? So it has it's just like in the United States, where you have now the polarization of the country, where you have people who live in their own echo chamber, and so they only hear what they want to hear, and it get put back into the ether that they're listening to. And it's the same thing that is happening in Jamaica. And unfortunately, Jeffrey, I cannot understand it, where we have sunken so low as a country, where you see obviously all the corruption that is happening in front of your eyes, people stealing the resources of the poor, to where you don't have good hospitals and roads and all these kind of stuff. And yet still them see that thing, and because of loyalty to a party, they blindly follow people. People are tribal by nature, and we in Jamaica, we have a good dose of that tribalism, as you know from our politics. So I can't say I'm surprised by it, but I'm very disappointed by it.
Did you listen to what the Prime Minister said?
Jeffrey, I try not to listen to Oldness, to be honest with you. I'm one of these people where I get recoil when I hear him voice, because I know the man is so deceitful, and most of what he's saying doesn't come from a good place. So, even though you have to listen to him because he's the Prime Minister, I try not to listen to him, because most of what he says is just based on deceit. Oldness should worry less about the bloggers and more about honesty.
But Chris, when you have the Gleaner reporting that $1 trillion is accountable for, $700 billion in the Ministry of Health is accountable for, The Prime Minister hasn't with the statutory declaration. All of that. Is that propaganda news, Christopher?
It's facts. And Jeffrey, another thing is, let's even use the DPP. How can you have, the DPP has to be beyond reproach, right?
Yes.
In the society, because the value of a DPP is that when they make a decision, it has to be based on principle, honesty, and justice. And here you have a person who is so compromised in the society, half the society not going to believe anything she says. And you think that out of just common decency, the jail would say, for the betterment of the country, you move on. You did your time and you got an extension. But even in the face of the fact that this man is so compromised, they're holding it. And that act alone tells you everything about Andrew Holness. The fact that he wants to hold on to this very corrupt person who's supposed to, by the way, represent the whole entire country in terms of the law, and she's so compromised that why would you want to use a person? And that's a continuous thing you see throughout the Andrew Holness administration. Just blindly, they want blind loyalty, and as long as you sing his praises, then you're in. And if you don't sing his praises, you're out, and you'll be trampled on.
I want to make you listen to something here. Well, let me not make you listen, because they said whenever you hear his voice, you get irritable. Then when you look on all of this now, for him to come out now, Sir Chris, to be saying that, in other words, he's saying he's going to clamp down on social media. He's going to clamp down on social media. Exactly what he's trying to say to the Jamaican people. Is it that Jamaica becoming a dictatorial state?
He's a dictator in the making, and that's why it worries me about Andrew Holness. If Andrew Holness should get a third term, he would think that the thing that he has done, people, say, okay, you're good. So it get worse, and all his corruption would go unaccountable, and all of the other stuff. But he definitely has a leaning to be a dictator. I can see it. I can see from the day he came in with those letters, where him have them pre-sign the letters. Everything Andrew Holness has done so beyond that point has been unconstitutional for the most point, and that's why he has lost so badly in the courts. He is a dictator, and he lies in your face without any qualms to get what he wants. He'll tell you 10 things in a day. For example, Jeffrey, I'm from Otrius, and I grew up in Otrius at a time when it was a beautiful town, clean, people, just a beautiful place to grow up. And I have seen that town gone to crap, and it looked like Spanish town when you go down there. And for see this man knowing that him campaigning now and telling people what him going to redevelop Otrius when he had 8 years and he did not even pick up the garbage and paint the crosswalk or any little low-hanging fruit, what a government is supposed to do. But you want to have me believe that you're going to redevelop Otrius in what time span, and where's the money going to come from?
And when you have other people from his party on social media spreading all sort of defamatory news or whatever they want to call it against other people, he'd never come out and say, "No, must stop it." So it begs to ask the question, why did he come out now? Hey, Chris?
Well, Jeffrey, I've been saying this on social media now for a couple weeks. Andrew Holness is in campaign mode, and I don't think people realize that. He's not going to get a huge bump out of the polls, but he might move the needle a little bit more towards his side. And when that happens, I'm going to have to call the election. So he's campaigning, and he's out there, kissing babies and making promises. And he's very good at that, by the way. You have to give the devil his due. Andrew Holness is very shrewd. He understands that, listen, just keep your head down, keep grinding, keep making promises, and it will pay off. And that's his strategy. Just drown out the noise and keep plowing forward with the tried and proven thing that got him into office. That's what got him into office, right? Him saying go and do all of these things that he never did. He never done any other thing, especially when it come to how the country run in terms of the laws. You know, him supposed to put in impeachment. Him never did that. Him put in all kind of stuff to make sure no information get out of the government, so him control all of that. Him put him wife in as the head of the parliament so she can block all of the investigation. And he's done this in full view of the people. My thing is, Jeffrey, when you see all of this as a citizen, how do you sit down there and talk about anything else? Because if you don't have a country that is run within the law, everything else fall apart.
Mm-hmm. And,
You
and
have to have.
not only that, you know, when you have a country or a government that do not respect the ruling of the constitutional court, that's to show you that they have no respect towards the Jamaican people. And I'm gonna drift away from, we're still in the whole social media network thing here. When you have the government of Jamaica say to the people of Jamaica, hey, to hell with the constitutional court, we want Paul as DPP. What does that signify to us? Yet he is talking about we must have respect and must show respect, that our children can have respect for others. When the parliament don't respect the people of the country, Prime Minister Honest, you walked out of the parliament of Jamaica and the Jamaican people during Mark Golden budget presentation. You walked out of the Jamaican people, Prime Minister Honest. So how are you talking about respect, sir, when you don't respect us? Chris?
Jeffrey, I remember one thing I saw Andrew Holness did was when he gave that interview, when he talked about the people that shop at the corner shop for them little chicken back and whatever. And the disdain he had for using those people, by the way, because everybody who was out there breaking the rules, including his own ministers, who was having party during COVID and drinking champagne, and Andrew Holness himself, who called the election in the middle of a pandemic and was a super spreader, but he picked out that antidote with the little man, them little people, them going to the corner shop. It tell you what this day they have for poor people. Him never use the uptown people them. Him talk about the little man that is going to the corner. Well, everybody had to go to the corner shop or the supermarket to get food. So why you pick out the low and the poor to make an example out of them? Why you and your ministers them was having party and you call a campaign in the middle of a pandemic so you can't get power. So the guy has no, you know, when I hear Andrew Holness talk, I just turn away because you cannot believe anything that comes out of his mouth. He has no respect for black people, especially the poor and the black, a class that he came from. You understand? He has no respect for them. What he wants to do is go uptown, go live with Krosky them and building big house. That's where he has always wanted to go. And so him use poor people like prop, as Wayne Lonesome would say. You know, him use them as a prop in his play, like a Shakespearean play, where, you know, everybody is an actor on his stage. And you can see it. He has no warmth. He has nothing about him says this the man that love people. You know, you just look at him and look at the things that he says. He's just an empty suit out there peddling, you know, like Barnes and Bailey, that circus. It's just a thing to him. It's a play, it's an act. You know, he's not like Michael or them people who, you know, truly love people and them go out and say, "I could give them house and even land lease and all of these things to make black people life better." Andrew Holness has nothing like that in him. And him can't conjure it up no matter how him try.
He's going around the country now, giving out houses. Every minute he open a house. Miss P from a good friend of mine on social media here, Miss P, said he promised the people of Clarkstown that he'll give them Silicon Valley. You know, he's gonna open up a city for them. Is that fake news, Prime Minister Holness? You didn't say anything like that, sir. Are we spreading propaganda on you, sir?
Jeffrey.
The nation right now, Christopher, is in crisis in a sense where Jamaicans are wondering, is this man going to put a clamp down on social media that they can't go on YouTube or Facebook anymore?
You mean, so how would he do that? Within Jamaica? Because him can't control outside of Jamaica.
Within Jamaica.
Well, we know, you know, Jeffrey, you know, you have society that do that, like North Korea and China to a great extent, that control content and all these things. So I don't know. I think Jamaicans, that might be a bridge too far for them, because, you know, Jamaicans love them social media. When we get outraged and unruly, you know, thinking, could I manage that? So I think if him try that, for sure, he would lose in a landslide. So he better walk on eggshell when it comes to that, because a lot of people, by the way, Jeffrey, is now using social media to make money.
He's a very smart politician, you know.
Very.
And he will not do it now, you know. He'll wait until he win the election to do it.
That's what I fear with Holness. I think Holness have a plan if him win back to, first of all, push through the constitution and set it up in a way that him can stay in there like one of them African guy there for a while. And if him not front and center, behind the scene controlling it, you know. So that's my fear with Holness, that him playing the long game. Him just want to get by the election and squeeze out a win, and then he will come back around and implement all things what I really want to do, which is clamp down and be dictatorial.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So good for the man, Christopher, pertaining to the Prime Minister says that he will no longer be silent about social media spreading fake news, propaganda news against his administration.
Well, Jeffrey, let him bring it on, because it goes both ways. We're not going silent either, because I'm not eating out a Holness kitchen and I'm not begging him anything. So him can't control what I say, and him can't control the people outside of the country. And I don't think Jamaicans going.
Mm-hmm. Sorry about that.
I don't think Jamaican going to stand for it if him try to take with them social media. Because a lot of them people are poor and don't have anything else, you know. Social media keep them connected and keep them distracted from them struggles. Yeah. And a lot of them also making money off of social media. So him play with that at him own peril.
But what I would say though, Christopher, I will not endorse anyone who is making money off of social media by bringing down a person's character. I don't believe in that though. You have views on that? Hello? Oh Lord. Sir Chris? Sir Chris? Seems that we have lost Sir Chris. The number to call in is 954-529-8030. We're going to have some other people come on in a couple minutes or so. I'm trying to get a hold of well-known broadcaster who promises to come on, Conrad O'Brien. He's taken that. You know? I'm not getting through to him at all. We're supposed to have, yes, we're going to have opposition spokesperson on foreign affairs, junior opposition spokesperson on foreign affairs and foreign trade, Sir Christopher Henry. He's supposed to be coming on with us now. We're not going to we'll take out back the number for now. We're going to wait until we get Sir Henry to come on to ask him. We're going to dig deeper into what his views on what the Prime Minister is saying, that he will be literally clamping down. My word is clamping down. He didn't say that. He said we will no longer be silent on fake news, misinformation, and social media. He will not be silent on it anymore. For those who are listening to us, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Mek WI Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel, where we're listening from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. This is Mek WI Talk. We're going to show you another video, the same video. But for those who are just joining us, I want you to listen to what the PM said. Listen to what the PM said.
That bordered on being defamatory, probably libelous. The person was tracked and their identity discovered. Long and short.
You hear what he said? He said that his administration, his police force track a person on social media who was spreading propaganda news. And they find out who the person is. And they spoke to the person. Listen to this, not me.
A young person made a post on social media that bordered on being defamatory.
Sorry, can you come back here?
Probably libelous. The person was tracked and their identity discovered. Long and short, the person was put up to doing this by another political organization. And we have been tracking several such cases where you see some posts being made that border on defamatory or libelous. And when you dig behind, which we have the capabilities to do, and to discover the people behind these accounts, there are young persons being recruited to do this. It is purely out of good conscience that many of them we don't pursue, because they are young people, they are being misled, they are being used for the wrong purpose. They are being used to, because they are native to social media, they are being used to manipulate social media, to comment on posts negatively, to spread rumors about people, to do some really nasty things. I'm not going to say too much about our capabilities to track it. And we have been tracking. And you're going to see some actions very shortly for those persons who are using social media much of what is being done is in fact against the law. I want to say to you, the people who have chosen to be a part of the Jamaica Labour Party, the Jamaica Labour Party does not use or endorse the use of social media to attack people's character, to assassinate people's character.
And that's a blatant lie. That's a blatant lie. Your minister, your junior minister, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, went on social media and degrade a Jamaican citizen's character. So don't come over here and tell us this thing, Prime Minister Holness. Come on now, sir.
Character to spread misinformation. We have too many good news items, too many achievements that you need to promote without having to resort to attacking people. No, we deal with policies and programs and principles. People who don't have policies, who don't have programs, and don't have principles, they try to attack people. People who don't have good news try to spread bad news. And where there is no bad news to spread, they create falsehoods.
You know, the question I want to ask our beloved Prime Minister is this. Prime Minister Holness, you said you don't have the capability to track down people on social media. You all have the capability to track down people on social media who may say something bad about an next person within the political domain. Then, Prime Minister, I keep on asking the question, Prime Minister Holness. That same capability that you have, sir, couldn't it find the man, the so-called taxi man, I wanna be taxi man, who take away the teacher from her home? Is it in Old Harbor or somewhere in St. Catherine there? She took a taxi to go to school. She never turned up at school until this blessed day they find her dead. So you so you don't have the capability, sir, to could have tracked down that criminal. And maybe that woman would be alive now. Her mother wouldn't be weeping until this blessed day, Prime Minister. You're coming out and telling the Jamaican people that you have the capability to find people on social media while Jamaica's crime problem is going out of control, sir. I don't understand your Prime Minister. Explain it to me, Prime Minister. Because me daft, you know. Me daft, me no have no cabeza. So explain this to me now, Prime Minister Holness. And why is it that if we're spreading propaganda news, sir, fake news, why is it that you, Prime Minister Holness, your technocrats mental said, no go about Ratigan program, no go about Tavares program. If we are spreading propaganda news, sir, why not say to them, say, listen to me. Only nobody send them to me. Me not go panic. You have my number. I mean, I'm boss, not nothing. You can't get Ratigan number. Come on the program here then and tell us that what we're saying is a lie. And tell us that whatever you have to find people on social media, you only can't find social media people, but you can't find the criminal them. Tell us that then, no? Because if you Prime Minister Holness, said it in your speech, wherever you're talking, I don't alter no video. This video is coming straight from your YouTube channel, sir. Me no alter no video. I don't have the capability of doing those things. You said it, sir, that you have the capability to track down people on social media who may say defamatory things against other people. So the question to you tonight, Prime Minister Holness, if you have such capability, sir, why the JCF or the JDF can't find the notorious criminals in the country who's creating mayhem? And why is it that sex molester, that sex offender person who was charged in another Caribbean country came into Jamaica? He was locked up in Jamaica. He was charged for another thing in Jamaica. He was let go. Because he served some time at prison, let go, then let him go back. So why is it then, when he came out, and the same person kidnap a teacher, must you rape her and kill her? So why couldn't he use that same capability, sir, to find the car? So hold on there now. Is it that did you smell a slime only give you access to people telephone number and social media network because you want to find them? But when people kidnap people in the country, sir, then I give it to you. I don't understand something here. Me blind and deaf and dumb, you know. So me asking some question. The Prime Minister. I was told, because I think I was listening to the famous radio station in Jamaica, I mean, I can't know name. And I think I heard Fitz Bailey said that the telecom providers, as a matter of fact, it was the Minister of Transportation said that the telephone providers, or was it Fitz Bailey? One of the two of them said that the telephone providers will not give them access, or one I want to give them access to people telephone. So the question to you now, Prime Minister Holmes, I ask the question again, sir. Is it that? Good afternoon. Oh Lord. I didn't mean to hang up on you at all. Call back. I didn't mean to hang up on you at all. Is it that they only give you access to people's social media network and their telephone numbers for you to investigate them because they may say something about you, sir? Or they may say something about a member of the political elite, sir? I don't understand. The number to call is 954-529-8030. I'm expecting the opposition spokesperson on foreign affairs and foreign trade. Hopefully he will come on. I don't know if he's having any technical difficulties to come on. There was somebody calling in a while ago and I end up hang up the phone on them. I didn't mean to do that at all. The number to call is 954-529-8030. 8030. We're speaking about. Good night. Welcome to the Mek WI Talk program.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm just reading the statement you have written there under your live.
Yes.
It says government will be taking steps to begin clamping down on the proliferation of false information on social media platforms. So I don't understand, why would you have a problem with someone clamping down on false information?
I don't have a problem with that, sir. What I have a problem with, sir, is this. Why didn't the Prime Minister come out from before and clamp down on people who are spreading propaganda news, who are carrying down people's character? That's all I'm saying.
But that's why he says he's clamping down on false information.
Before that, sir? Why?
Before, like, when?
Why now?
Before, like, when, though? Like yesterday?
Why, sir, if you go on social media right now, you know.
Yeah, but you're saying clamping down before. Why he has to start at a particular time?
May I speak? What I am saying, sir, where from even last month or month before, when people on social media bringing down other people's character.
Yes.
Why did he come out then? Why did he come out then and clamp down?
Yeah, but he has to start at a particular time.
But when it suits him.
Why not now?
When it suits him.
So he said if not a month ago, he can't do it at all. Should allow it to happen.
When it suits him.
So do you want to see the false information on social? Do you want to see false information on social media?
Number one, this program don't put out false information.
I didn't say about your program. So do you want to see false information on social media?
No, any other program that
I'm not talking about this program. I'm asking a question. Do you want to see false information?
No, I do not. But I'm asking.
So therefore, why would you have a problem with someone trying to clamp down on false information?
Question, sir. The Prime Minister is a person who is always on social media. The opposition leader is always on social media. The two political parties, especially the Labour Party, members on social media.
Are you finished?
No, I'm not finished. Will go on social media, sir, put up people's picture, and call them all sort of name, how they're involved in this or involved in that, and nobody did nothing about it.
You finished now?
Yes, sir, I finished.
When you say you're asking a question, that wasn't a question. What was the question? You say you're asking the question.
And I asked you the question a while ago.
That
Why
wasn't a
didn't he do it from a
question.
month before?
That wasn't a question you asked.
Why didn't he do it from a month before, sir?
So he has to start at a particular time, right? It could be a month ago, a year ago, a week ago, a day ago, an hour ago. He start now. And if you don't,
A pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to the Mek WI Talk program.
Good evening, Sir Jeffrey. I'm calling from Cayman Island.
Yes,
Good
sir.
night. Okay, I'll tell you something. I am saying this to you, right? I wonder if the Prime Minister listen to himself. As him always said, people don't stone green mango. Let me tell you something. He realized that his shine and his posture is rubbing off. You see this local government election, has blown his ego big time.
Yes.
Remember the JP party was saying Golden was the best thing for them now. So one time, I think it's in the parliament, I don't want to say the wrong person, but I think it was Cavan Gale who was big up Chopper John, Keisha Mark, and all these things. Is it a case that this person was not spewing things that was falsehood, the current crosses of these worlds and all of these things? I'm wondering, I'm going to tell you something what I see happening now.
Yes.
There's a leader in the Caribbean named Mia Motley,
Oh, yes.
right? And person is saying a lot of things. It's a PR. When you don't know something about someone, you draw a conclusion because the PR on Mia Motley will look outside to the people as is very good. She's a nice person. She speaks eloquently and all of that. But I have spoken to persons in Barbados who's born Barbadian. She's making the law, just like social media, that if persons living even in the USA say something on social media and the person feel anxious, feel anxiety, or feel a certain kind of way, they can extradite them. I am wondering if he's taking his cue because she has been a leader who is eloquent and a lot of persons, the grandeur has gravitated towards her. I'm wondering if he's following her footsteps and if she can get away with it. I wonder if I can get away with it.
Thank you very much for calling. I have so many calls coming. Thank you for calling in.
Okay, then thanks.
Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to the Mek WI Talk program. Where you calling from?
I won't say you. I'm sorry. I'm not. It's not an insult, but I was upset with this man calling you and trying to control your program. He is one of the trolls, and what is he doing to restrict what you and questioning you? The truth has to come out, and these people don't want truth. I realized that from the protest in Miami, in New York, plus Washington D.C. a couple weeks ago. These people have been spinning on their heels. Do not cave into any of them. Let him call and talk all he wants. People are being aware of what is happening there, and we are talking, and we have voices, and it's freedom of speech. When they behave like that, the whole world is listening. So what are they going to do? Shut down social media?
Who knows?
Well, when we shut down social media, the world will see we have a dictator in chief. And that one that is calling, why is he calling you? Why is he calling you? People have a right to voice their opinions. People can voice their opinions and say any darn thing they want to say. You know, as long as you're not threatening anybody, what the hell you calling the man's program and what do you want?
I don't know.
Out of order. As if they voted you people into parliament. People voted for you. And all you need to do is sit down behind down and work for the people. Instead, you're behaving as if the people must come and kiss your bottoms. You're down out of order.
Thank you.
Tavares, I'm not done, but I'll get off.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks much. I have with me right now opposition spokesperson, opposition junior spokesperson on foreign affairs and foreign trade. My good friend.
Jeffrey, me want you stop demote me now, I am now the deputy spokesperson on foreign affairs and foreign and
Spokesperson.
regional affairs. Foreign and regional affairs. Yes? Stop
I,
demote
I,
me.
I apologize to you, sir. Let me rephrase again. Christopher Henry, attorney at law,
Yeah.
deputy opposition spokesperson on foreign affairs and foreign trade. Welcome to the program, sir.
How are you, Jeffrey?
I'm here looking and living like my good friend, the late Wilmot Mutty Perkins. Oh, Lord. What's going on here? Look, I didn't want Chris to talk at all. Chris, come on back into the program, man. We're also going to have Luke George Cook coming on to the program, too. So, Chris, if you're here, man, what happened to you since I lick you out? Good evening. Welcome to the Mek WI Talk program. Miss P, how you doing?
Me foot a nail, but me a gala.
Me hear say Prime
Minister.
Your Prime Minister out for clamp
Me
on the woman.
I told video.
What happened now? Your life.
The Prime Minister come. Yeah, the Prime Minister come. It's alleged. He come a Brownstone market. Take up one man, Melon, and a man weigh melon. And he got $1,500 for his food there. And take up one other one for a fee. He still say 2 there.
Something goes over
No. Yes. So me I say, if he 2 there for him, what happened to where that everybody ask the question?
Oh Lord.
If he 2 there for me, no.
Hold on, hold on, Miss P. Can you call me back because I have opposition, the deputy opposition spokesperson of foreign affairs and foreign trade. I want to ask him some questions, and the internet not working so good. So can you call back, please?
All right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, man, call back. Thanks. I have with me now deputy opposition spokesperson on foreign affairs and foreign trade, attorney at law Esquire, Sir Christopher Henry.
How are
Sir
you,
Henry,
Jeffrey?
what your PM is saying. Welcome to the program.
I'm alright. How you do?
Here and looking and living according to Wilmot Perkins.
Looking and living. Boy, may he rest in peace.
Look, a lot of Christians, you sound very low as if they know why you talk.
No man, I'm here, man. I'm here. You hear me any better?
Look a bit better. Go ahead now.
Good. Yes, I'm saying that may he rest in peace.
Yes.
May he
Who
rest
you
in
talking?
peace. Moti. Oh boy.
Yes, go ahead.
But yes, Jeffrey, I'm here with you.
Your views on the Prime Minister saying that he will no longer be silent on social media misinformation.
Right. I guess he'll be only silent when it is our side, when it is the PNP and not the JLP, because a whole heap of misinformation comes from their little bots and their little fake profiles and all these things. So I'm finding it quite special in that he is saying that he is going to be fighting against misinformation, because I've seen some misinformation out there from his side that he has not even thought fit to address. So you can't be hypocritical when you say things like that. You have to be non-partisan and serious about this matter.
Right, but because his minister, Juliet Cuthbert, went on social media and dragged a Jamaican citizen through the mud, Mark Golding.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And there's a nasty rumor going around that he wasn't born in Jamaica and that the birth certificate cannot be found. Nasty, nasty rumor, and I find it unfortunate.
As an upcoming politician running
Mhm.
for a constituency, hopefully I'm pretty much sure you're going to win a constituency. I pray to God you do, because Jamaica need young people like you.
Thank
But
you.
when you have a prime minister going to come out, when it sees fit for him to come out and speak about clamping down on social media,
Mhm.
do you think PM is going to come out and say, okay, if he wins the election, he's going to just block social media altogether from Jamaica?
I don't think so. I don't think he would do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He he can't do that. And it's impossible for you to do that. So
Why, if Gigi Pink can do it, and the little rocket man from North Korea can do it, why he can't do it too?
well, you see, I think the law wouldn't allow him to do it. Yes, you'd have to specifically, the way our system is, you'd have to specifically pass legislation to block these things. There is no other
Yes.
power to block social media. There's no power, and then it is against the
Are you watching you're watching the comments on the program? Or something, Mr. Henry, so undistracted, sir.
normally I'm not watching them. I'm not watching them. But now that you've drawn it to my attention, I am
No, man.
actually reading them.
Focus on what you're saying.
Hmm?
Focus on what you're saying, man, because you're so undistracted a while ago.
No, there's a lot going on, but because I've well, I the promise I made to you, I said let me come on. Right. So no, he can't do that unless he pass legislation to do that. And if he didn't pass any legislation to do that, then that do him can't. He doesn't have the power to do it.
So, so Henry, you in Jamaica, and you're on the grounds in Jamaica. Take off your political hat, put on your Jamaican citizen hat now.
Mhm.
What's going on in the country? Do you think do you think that we, Wilfred Rattigan and Jeffrey Tavares, Wayne Lonesome, Carlos, or whosoever, do you think that
Mhm.
we're spreading propaganda news on the country by saying $1.7 trillion is accountable for, $700 billion is accountable for, and other things? Do you think
Mhm.
we're spreading propaganda news, sir?
Well, if you have the facts to back it up, it can't be propaganda. It can't be propaganda. If you have
Yes.
your evidence and your facts to back it up, then it's not. You know. And the fact is, $700 billion is unaccounted for in the Ministry of Health. 1.7 trillion. It's not that it's unaccounted for. I think you're talking about the tax office situation in Mandeville, if I
The
recall.
Gleaner is $1.7 trillion.
That
It's
is
in the Gleaner.
with
Huh?
$1.7 trillion where? Ministry of Health too?
No, from the government.
No. I mean, as in which government entity, which
I
arm of the
don't remember
government?
exactly what it is, but it's a
Right.
1.7 trillion is accountable.
Oh, okay. Because I know that said the 700 billion is the Ministry of Health, and they are so out of touch that they're trying to say that the ventilators are working when half of the ventilators aren't working. And we, I think the Jamaican people need to just send a message that we are tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
True.
See, I'm reading your your comments now, and I saying it's one point from the OPM,
Yes,
and
I was on the phone.
yet still he just started the Spark program that is worth how much billion, and I want to see how much of that money is going to be spent because I actually went to the Spark consultation in my constituency on Friday,
Yes.
and in a way, I'm wondering if we are going to see this program actually take off because sorry because it is interesting that they insist that the MPs won't have any control of how the money will be spent, yet still every order is going to be coming from OPM, from the office of the Prime Minister. And to me, it sounds like me swap Black Dog for Monkey.
Oh Lord.
Because the Prime Minister is even probably more tribal than some of the MPs, in my view. So it's very interesting that everything is going to be done from OPM. It's like a break front up a OPM.
What I don't understand though, Christopher.
Mhm.
Have you ever seen any administration have so much ministry under it? But oh Lord. When I ask him, have you ever seen a prime minister have so much office under his belt? Because the prime minister has a lot of office on his belt in the office of the prime minister, you know.
Yeah, say that again, Jeffrey. I keep
No,
pressing back instead of exiting. Yes.
no, I'm saying to you,
Mm.
have you ever seen a prime minister's office have so much office under his belt?
No, this is the first time. So many ministers without portfolios within the office of the prime minister is unheard of. It's like a naughty corner in a sense, as I heard one person say. Anytime you misbehave, you get assigned to OPM. So it's like teacher beat you, and then when you start behave yourself again, him give you back a standalone ministry.
Mm.
Mm.
And is it that people on social media are saying that the PM? I think I know what happened. You know why I'm not hearing it clearly. No, hold on a minute there.
Yes. Hold on. Jeez.
So, yes,
Yes.
are you hearing me?
Hearing you loud and clear, Jeffrey.
Much better now. Yes.
Yes.
Right. Is it that when people go on social media, the prime minister haven't his statutory declaration haven't been certified? Is
Well,
that propaganda news when you say that
I
6
hear, I
parliamentarians
hear.
have been constitution?
No, that's not propaganda news. I hear that his will be certified quite shortly. Yes, that is what the propaganda of the Jamaican Labour Party has been saying. So he will be
Yes.
certified shortly from now.
So
So
why taking so long though?
it beats me. I'm not a part of the Integrity Commission, so we'll just have to wait to see if he is correct. But I think our general secretary had named out the six,
Yes.
and we're just waiting now for confirmation.
So is that truly the 6?
I would believe so. I think so. Let us see. Let us see. Let us see. Let us see, Jeffrey. Let us see.
Because I don't hear anybody said Dayton Campbell is lying, yes or no?
Exactly. So let us see. Even though Michelle Charles is trying to say that Dayton has lied, but everybody's asking for her. Where is her loss of nationality from?
And not only that, you know what? When I shut my mouth, I'll talk to you off here with this because I don't know nobody to console me.
But I see Abe has flung a shot, so maybe Abe has seen something that we haven't seen, because usually Abe was Dabdu was the proponent of this
Yes.
anti dual citizenship argument, but I would posit that the situation was completely different in that
Mhm.
we're dealing with quote unquote foreign powers. Here we're dealing with Commonwealth. And there's nothing in the constitution that prevents a member of the Commonwealth from sitting in the houses of parliament.
Mhm.
The foreign power now is the United States. That
You live
that
tired, man.
Yeah, man, I'm tired. Uh the foreign power is the United States that the constitution presents. So when I hear, for example, Vaza flap up his gum, I can't understand what is the big deal here.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, if you want to change it, change the constitution and do it
Mhm.
properly. But you know, them can't do nothing constitution properly. Nothing
Yes.
constitutional properly, because they are the biggest abusers of the said constitution. You know.
I want to ask you something. I don't know, trying your law. You know that they have a cyber act in Jamaica, eh? Am I
Yeah, man,
correct?
Cybercrimes Act. Yes.
Do you know anything about it that people must be aware of?
Um, there is a certain bar that you can, for example, you are in receipt of some risque pictures. You are
Mhm.
not supposed to publish them of another person. You're not supposed to publish them. So that is
So
just one aspect. Or if you're in, well, the data protection act comes in now. That if you're in receipt of certain information, you're not supposed to publish it.
so you're saying to me, if I find, if someone finds some pictures of me
Mm-hmm.
having an affair with somebody else apart from my wife,
Mm-hmm.
they can't publish it on social media at all.
You're not supposed to.
So if they do something like that, that means you can track the person down and put a lawsuit against them.
Yeah, you can. You can.
So what about this picture here now? Let me show you this picture
Yeah.
here. Where it is. Lord of mercy. I'm getting young, you know. Hold on there for me, Chris. If you, there's a picture like this that comes up on social media, and a person's Keisha Mack of the Labour Party
Mm.
stating Wilfred Rattigan was wasting the FBI time in a sense and
He can
having
sue
party
her.
and a Saudi wife.
Him do even have to go cyber crimes act. Him can
Uh-huh.
go straight to the civil liability and sue her. That's defamatory.
Oh,
You don't even have to go cybercrime because that is a cybercrime because that's publishing information, malicious information, you know. But you can go straight for the jugular and hit them where your bank account is and
oh.
sue her for defamation.
So in other words, Christopher, let me find something here and make you hear it. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine, somebody who he can call me and say to me, Mr. Jeffrey, you know, so the program was good, but you do so, do so, do so, do so. Next time you do so, do so, do so, do so. So he
Right.
said to me to tell them, do not make your mouth write a check that your ass cannot cash.
Why, Jeffrey, why you use them language upon the people them good internet? Hmm? You can't behave yourself.
Oh no, Mrs. So.
I know, saying you know say so, but you still not have to say the whole word. Look on that,
Mm-hmm.
man. But the truth of the matter is that that is true. Don't make your mouth put you in a problem. Because, for
So
example, look at Karen Cross and Natalie Stack and the other
yes,
one. They've been now the matter is going to be assessed for damages and Dayton is going to be laughing all the way to the bank.
but I like them having the money for pay dating.
Thank you. Thank you. But is the fact same win? For sure you we are gonna publish them something there. I talk about and when them order the judgment against you know. And you don't pay it or don't make arrangements to pay, you can lock up in a prison, you know.
I know that.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
so that
prison
means
prison are no
that
better rules.
so that means now this person here again, Mrs. Mack
Yes.
from the Labour Party, Keisha Mack. That
Yes.
means Jeffrey Tavares, Wilfred Rattigan, Jamaican Carlos, Dr. Rupert Francis, and Herb Nelson Jr. can fling a lawsuit on her.
Precisely. You know, just have to find out which part she there. That's all.
Well, we know
And
what's
that
that
no
she there now.
hard because eh?
She there, man, to go be a metro.
Yeah man, you soon find her man. Once you find her, you're good like gold. Once you find her, you're good like gold.
Oh, Keisha, I come in for you, you know. I want you to stop here, never listen.
Yes, because from your ask for cease and desist. You're supposed to cease and desist, you know?
I send her a cease and desist message on her Facebook. And I
Yes.
said to her, take down those two, whatever you have up there. She
Right, right.
laughed at me.
Answer no.
Cause she run
Yeah,
things.
man.
She and her pay run things.
Where is the things don't run she? Well, things go run she if you don't find her.
But you know the
Things
funniest thing,
gonna
Christopher,
yes.
when people put lawsuit on them, you know, Then I'm gonna find no hierarchy of the Labour Party to help them. You know?
No, well, the Labour Party going to say, depart from me, I know you not. That's what they're very good at.
So hold on there
Depart
now.
from me, I know you not.
If those people on social media who spreading propaganda news and bringing down people's character, is it that
Yes.
they're not aware of the cyber law in Jamaica? Or
I
is it that
think I know. I think they're unaware. I think they're unaware. There needs to be more education around the act. It really does. There needs to be more education around the act.
or is it that the Labour Party just pay them and say, go, let us spread some news and then come off of Labour because Labour Party
Yes,
good.
of course. That is their MO. So it's a matter of time now. If you just pursue them. But the Labour Party, if they get catch on a suit, hold them. You know, I just said it. Depart from me. I know you not.
What a bangarang.
Indeed, indeed.
You trouble Zion. I said, don't you trouble Zion. Keisha Makawanyo.
So, but you see,
I won't keep
Jeffrey.
it.
the-
I won't keep any
the-
longer.
yes,
Go ahead.
I appreciate that because I need to get some rest. I need to get some rest.
And remember, you know, I need to have you and the lovely lady from the PNP YO president.
Well, when you get a chance, we will try to coordinate and we will ensure
Please.
to be on. Yes.
Just time whenever I want to accommodate you because I get to understand anyway. Make sure you break the news on the platform. I won't say anything.
And on that note, Jeffrey Tavares, behave yourself. I'll see you later.
Christopher Henry, my good friend, thanks for coming on, man. All the best.
Yeah, man. No problem. All the best, Jeffrey.
Cool.
Cool.
That was the opposition spokesperson, opposition deputy spokesperson on foreign affairs and foreign trade, attorney at law, Sir Christopher Henry. The numbers to call it on here though. And a Mrs. Sena, a well-known lawyer. He's a lawyer who said it. We'll be very careful what we say on social media. Be very careful because the PM say him have capability to track people. That's a good question, you know. We should have taken action against her before, you know. But you know, there's an old Jamaican saying, you know, drink a porridge when it's too hot. Don't drink a porridge when it's hot. So, on so much money no swear. Keisha Mac. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Am I counting correctly? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, man, 5 people. What a bangarang. Keisha, I hope they can help you pay, you know. Good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the Mek WI Talk program. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm here looking and living.
That's Marty Perkins, don't?
Yes, man, my good friend Mutty Perkins.
Yes. Our Prime Minister has not licked his head.
Yes.
Yeah, him talking pure foolishness. But when you throw stone in a penny on anybody, any one of them ball out, that's one get licked.
Oh Lord, he squeal.
Yeah, him squealing. He's squealing. He's squealing right now because he don't know what next. He's confused.
Mm-hmm.
He's confused. And before him do the things that is right, he's concentrating on the things that doesn't matter. You see? He reached a stage where he can't even think of the goodness that he has gotten from the people. So he's just doing some stupidness. You know,
Yes,
when I look at some of the things them and the media, oh my God, I'm really worried. Believe you me. What we have to do, the people have to come together and then they make a decision. We can't afford to make him come back in there because he's going to do worse. So all we have to do, try to get him out.
I tell you one thing, ma'am. The Jamaican people don't put him back in.
They would do it just because them not have any sense. Them stupid. As them go and show them the $2 little, them head run, you know? And then later on, them same one that, oh, them sorry. It's too late. What they need to do now is take things in their hands. I don't say them to go and protest, but make up their mind what they want. Vote for something and don't fall for nothing.
True.
Right? I am not living in Jamaica, but I'm really concerned of what's going on in Jamaica. I'm living in Philadelphia. And that's where I'm calling from right now.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks for calling in.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. I have with me joining now my good friend, a no-nonsense person, Sir Luke George Cook. Luke, welcome to the program.
Jeffrey Tavares, good evening to you and your listeners.
Yes, sir. I say Prime Minister say no clamp down pound, no? I'm not shutting no more down there.
No, he said he was going to clamp down on you.
And me?
Yes. No, so you realize that we have now entered into a new era of dictatorship. But nobody
you can hardly hear you, Luke.
Are you hearing me now, Jeffrey?
Loud and clear from Negril Point to Moran Point. Continue.
Stop calling out my name in farmer, you know. You hear them say they want to clamp down. You don't want nobody come take me from under my bed bottom and show the whole world my piss spot.
So your views on what is going on, caller?
I think the caller left.
No, I'm talking to you guys. I mustn't call the name.
yeah. We have to be careful of where I call people name nowadays because apparently we have entered into the new era of dictatorship. I've never heard anything so absurd. And the mere fact that none of the civil society group or the opposition have taken any concern to freedom of speech being abolished. But he qualified it. He says, if you're on these talk show putting out news that he considered to be false in its narrative, and therefore you have to now ask yourself, what will the Prime Minister deem as false, and who and what will he be coming after? So the days when we could say things freely, and it is of growing concern that this is the turn that the country is taking, because you want to believe that if you are pushing constitution reform, that Jamaicans are able to speak their minds from fear or prosecution by its government. But this seems like we are entering that medieval period when you will be off with your head or you will go to the dungeon where you will suffer. And it seems to be united by the fact that the courts have lost its credibility to say what that back, because we do have freedom of speech. So here is what this new dispensation of down with England, up with Republic seems to be heading. It is heading in a dynasty of the Prime Minister speaks and the country falls in line with what the Prime Minister
shutting them out.
Yeah. But it's more than that, Jeffrey. It's definitely a kick in the stomach to say, be careful because we're out to get you.
It cannot be, though, Luke George, that.
It can be, Jeffrey. What do you mean it cannot be? Have you seen how the demonstration in Washington went where they took a wash up and wash out artist shouting something that was so far from the truth. And the JLP did not come out and put out a disclaimer that he is actually their spokesperson, because he alleged that the PMP and Market G organized. So the well-thinking people who are out in the protest, you don't have enough sense or temerity to get up and say how you feel about your country without Mr. Vegas, who seems to turn up at the odd moment. But I would want a second round with him and Gino Jennings, where Jennings could really...
Usher him out.
Yeah, he needed to be ushered out, because is it that well-thinking Jamaicans who have made a better contribution to the advancement of this country should sit quietly and watch their country just ebb away? Everything that they knew about Jamaica and the things that we collectively have hoped would have happened in the dispensation of independence. And we are now watching our home be turned into the Alibaba and the next 40 Thief. We're seeing more Henry Morgans being promoted to high office. Is it a lie, or is it us who is putting it out there in the news that 70 million or 700 million is unaccounted for?
100 billion, not million, Luke. Billion.
700 billion. And then to hear Minister Tufton says, oh, it happened in the dispensation of the last PMP administration. So why Minister Tufton have the investigation not have not been carried out? And we see some people wearing their new silver bangle going off to prison. Why is it that you're there for 8 years, but you can't speak to the dispensation to say, we categorically can say that none of this misappropriation took place under our administration, because we have made sure that every dollar that is spent on the Jamaican people?
But you know the funniest thing, Luke? If that money had been missing under the PNP government, as what you said a while ago, why didn't Dr. Tufton came out and said XQYZ? And we all know if that was true, it would be a big hullabaloo.
But you know who gets shafted, Jeffrey? The Jamaican people, because it means that we were $700 billion short in providing proper health care for the Jamaican people who are...
Hold on for me, Luke. Luke, hold on a minute, please. I have a call coming. Just 1 minute, please. Remember your thoughts. Good night. Welcome to the Mek WI Talk program.
Yes, brother Jeffrey, respect man. The man bitter as usual. I enjoy your program since night. What a bangaram. What a fire. Turn up, brother Jeffrey. Me know if this man, they get the last route, man, wanna beat them for me and continue. I the same man from so today say a preacher man, I know him, but me I listen you. Respect man, turn up people on them, my brother, for a murder. Give you the respect. All right, so have a good night.
I love when Luke. I love when the older set of people call me now. Go ahead, Luke. Hello.
Yes, Jeffrey. No,
Go ahead.
I'm agreeing with the caller. What has happened is that ever since internet radio and you and others have come out to sort of highlight the plight of the Jamaican people, all of a sudden you are now responsible for brand Jamaican, as to say any of you are benefiting directly or indirectly from the scarce benefits and spoils that continue to plague the growth. Huh?
I said, sorry to his my teeth. I didn't mean to his my teeth at all, like people here. I was just saying about this brand Jamaica stupidness.
No, and all of a sudden Jamaica is a brand. And what kind of brand it is? Is the Jeffrey Tavares, is the Wilfred Rottigan, is the Herb Nelson, the Carloses that are tearing down and loan some. But the truth of the matter is that look at what we're calling instead of these leaders, as they call themselves, use the opportunity to use your platform to engage the Jamaican people in a reasoning that they can see some confidence being restored to the government and have commitments being made for full transparency and accountability. Again, we do what we do best in this country. We play the blame game and we kick the fools a little further down the road. Oh, all of a sudden is Uno and is Uno a tear down Jamaica. But the truth of the matter is that you're not responsible for the high level of crime and murder that is taking place in the country. Your real responsibility is that you have stored response the duty called to say to the government of the day, you can fool the people sometime, you can fool the people other time, but you can't fool them all because we have a love for this country and we are watching you. From a distance, we are watching and we will not go without a fight into this gentle night. So it is you and others like you. Yes.
But look, not only that, when you have a prime minister going to come on his YouTube channel and make it publicly on other news network in Jamaica and said that they have the capability to track down social media personnel, bloggers, and bring them to justice. So the question must be asked, look, they don't have the capability to bring in people who kidnap people and rape them and kill them.
No. You are the bad players. In the whole Camelot Robin Hood situation, you are the bad players, and it is you who we have to now vilify so that we can spew the venom and try to get the Jeffrey Tavares, because you are the ones that are opening up our underdoings or our carrying on, and you are exposing us. And we can't allow for you to have that. I mean, you have what now? 63 million people or 63,000?
No. I have 2.5 million viewers.
No. So that is half of the population of Jamaica listening to you internationally and locally. This is people who would have normally gotten their news from JIS, the Gleaner, and the government talk shops. Now you have come and you have revolutionized news, because our news houses here are so embedded with these government agencies, and everybody gets a little payoff to talk what the people don't need to know. And when you hear them come on these talk shows and you hear the language, you recognize that Jeffrey, language is a powerful tool of keeping information from the majority of Jamaicans who the education system has failed and has failed bitterly. So when you hear them talk about the lowest job, the lowest job seekers, and you hear them can't tell you why statin today cannot give us the report, why those things cannot happen. If you really think that the Jamaica Labour Party administration cares about the Jamaican people, it's the first in history I've ever seen statin in all the previous government, even the other JLP administration, is the first in history that we have not gotten a comprehensive report from statin. Now, if statin was to come out and put out a report tomorrow morning, Jeffrey, who you believe in Jamaica, who is a well-thinking Jamaica, ever going to believe the credibility of statin? You have the men and women in the brown uniform who can fight crime. But you know what was very interesting? I didn't follow the diaspora conference because I think it's a waste of time that people actually leave their country, spend hundreds of dollars to come and be lied to. Is that 5 people were given the Governor General Award because they helped in the COVID-19. So is it that we don't have people in our health sector that could have helped us to really ward off the impact of the COVID-19, that we went to the diaspora and we took the assistance? In addition to that, let us put the dollar figure to that Jeffrey Tavares, that the people in the diaspora who are suffering themselves. And that is not reiterated often enough in our conversation, that although people are in foreign lands, they are going through difficult time. But the love for this country is felt, and they will make the sacrifice to send them $10 and them $20 and them $30 just so that we here at home can experience a better form of healthcare. And what do they get for it? $700 billion unaccounted for. And they boast when they said, oh, in COVID-19, when nobody was coming, the Jamaicans travel to Jamaica, they risk it and them come. So now them have $5 billion in net reserve. Come on. Is this a country with leaders who really care about its people? And so you hear the PNP now, we must have in our parliament members of the diaspora sitting in the Senate. So Jeffrey, there is hope for you. There is hope for you to get a Senate seat. And I'm praying, my brother, that you will remember me when you come here into thy kingdom. There is hope for you. And I think it's an excellent argument. I think it's an excellent proposition. Why don't we rally behind that? And like the vim, the vitality and the vigor that we put in saving Paula's job, keep Paula on the job. Why don't we rally behind the suggestion that we should broaden our Senate, and we should have members of the diaspora who have expertise and skill set, who we can benefit as Jamaicans now that they're in a second space? Why are we given the side talks about who have dual citizenship when she and the old lady have dual citizenship? And we hear about people going back as far as Israel. And the truth of the matter, Jeffrey, isn't that tearing down brand Jamaica when it is alleged that a minister can be highlighting what his opponent have, but not highlighting what member in his own administration have? Is this not tearing down brand Jamaica and showing how truly we are hypocrites and we're real despots when we do these things in the name of politics, but we don't do it in the best interest of the Jamaican people?
And that is why I'm saying, for the Prime Minister of Jamaica to come out now and be talking about clamping down, or he no longer be silent about what is going on social media. Prime Minister Honest, you did not come out and speak about when Judith Cuthbert Flynn, whatever her name is, speak badly about a Jamaican citizen. You did not come out, sir, when others speak badly about people who are trying to bring up this country, who are trying to hold you, because you said that the Jamaican people must hold you accountable, sir. You said it to us, sir, and that's what we're doing. When you have the people
on the day, Jeffrey, depends on the day. The Prime Minister will say one thing, but when it comes to the delivery, it's never there. We should be sleeping by now with our windows and doors open, because we would have made sure that just as how we are going after social media presenters, we should be going after the people who are causing us to live our lives in turmoil that we are all going out. The amount of people that are applying for gun now in this country is alarming. And I mean, if you could start a gun shop, Jeffrey Tavares, you and I could become a multi-millionaire, because the other day I heard that when somebody made the application, they said when they went to the store to get the gun, they never had any guns in the store. So it goes to show how rapid the demand is, and the suppliers can't match the demand. So Jeffrey, there's a business venture that we can go into. Whether it's going to help or not, it is to be seen. Is gun the answer to the country's crime problem, or it is for every citizen now to really stand up and be counted? And while I'm on your platform, Jeffrey Tavares, I would ask that maybe at some point in the program, we remember that a memorial service will be held tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock for the late Betty and Blaine.
It's tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning at the Boulevard Baptist
I thought
Church.
it was something in July.
I'm getting old, so I'm sure I saw it was. Is it July, Jeffrey?
I thought it was July, they told me.
Let me just check.
With you?
Yeah, let me just check, because if it's July, then you know that you know my head I go, so it's soon gone. And she was never recognized. Wholeness paid her platitude, but not to give her what you call it, posthumously a national award. People like that don't get awarded.
I bet you is when she gone, they don't give it to her. I bet you any money.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because she disrupted a lot of she dispelled a lot of the lies that were. Is one of the few Jamaicans who spoke truth to power, even when at her own apparel, because you must remember that it was Betty who was vice president of UPP, the party that the late Antoinette Horton had found. And I mean, those two women paid dearly. I can tell you, because both of them I've had a long relationship with. They paid dearly. Their businesses were suddenly extra audited, and all of their business became public knowledge.
You know something. When I realized, when I think it was July, they told me the way. Anyway, check it out for me, Lou.
Yeah, I'm checking while I'm speaking to you, because I know that I had posted it on my page, but I don't know for the life of me. But I tell you what, there was a video that I shared with you this morning with that policeman, and I hope that you listen to it. I don't think that I would play it on for your audience, but certainly,
no man, it's July 25th. Look, I have it here.
Where is that service? In the US?
No. It's gonna be July 25th at the Boulevard Baptist Church.
Oh.
I have it on my, because I remember when the person said, I think it was on Vatican program, I saw it. I remember I put it down because I'm gonna broadcast it on my program here. When I get the feed, I'll be broadcasting it live on my program.
Yeah, it's July. You're absolutely right.
Yes. Betty and Blaine, one of Jamaica's daughter of the soil, who fought for the kids of our country. May her soul rest in eternal peace. She have done a great lot for this country. It's people like those don't get all of distinction or those things, But other people who lives in the diaspora, who lives in Jamaica, who don't do a thing for the country, more than sub up on the politicians. Those are the people who get all of all donkey and all of all jackass.
But funny enough, Betty and Blaine, I remember her from my childhood days when she just came back to Jamaica, and she went to child welfare to work, and she came back as their fundraiser, because child welfare would look out for children who were in great need. And I remember this very tall, stately lady coming through the offices of Vouch. And in later years, the Prime Minister was executive director of the same Vouch. And it's
which one is the Prime Minister? This one here?
Yeah, Andrew was the executive director of Vouch. And it was while he was at Vouch that he was invited to speak in Fletcher's Land, and Mr. Seaga heard him and extended an invitation to him. But what I know about Betty Ann is that Betty Ann served this country without asking anybody for anything. And I mean, it's a woman that has given far more than her pound of flesh. And I tell you the truth, Jeffrey, I admire the tenacity and the courage of the late Betty and Blaine and Antoinette Horton, because when they started UPP, this is when I know how diabolical these people could be. Antoinette Horton, husband, who served as a former ambassador for Cuba, was released of his government contract, and all of a sudden news started to surface that Antoinette was robbing their client. Much to Antoinette Horton credit, nobody says how much money was owed to her for providing legal services to people in Jamaica who couldn't afford her at the time, and how many people owed her. Because I realized when you serve this country and you serve with a great deal of love and compassion and patriotism, you do so at your own apparel. You will end up a pauper, and people will tend to speak negatively of your contribution. So the truth of the matter is, if the Prime Minister says he's going to come after us for misinformation, then I guess we could go after the governor of Jamaica for misinforming the public of Jamaica.
Who is the governor?
Richard Bile. Remember one time Richard came out and said one thing, and then they
Oh,
said,
yes. You mean the governor for the Bank of Jamaica? Yes, he did.
yeah, man, you remember one time he came out and he says one thing, and then he went back and said that he had to call the Prime Minister to tell the Prime Minister that he had misinformed him. So misinformation.
And not only that, Luke. When the Minister of Finance came out and told the Jamaican people that the FBI was in Jamaica investigating SSL, as a lie.
Well, you know what? This is why
I don't understand this Prime Minister at all.
This is why I'm saying, Jeffrey, we need to really form ourselves into a unique branch of truth tellers, and that we must come back and hold these people accountable by holding on to those footage and to the comments. And then we should say in the act, in the Freedom Act for Information, what do we do when a minister or an official of government says something that is not true? And should we be able, as the citizen, to go after these people and to say, well, this is our time to hold you accountable. This is where the scale of justice must be so balanced. And if you cannot govern with a hard fist if you yourself are caught in the web of deceit and lies, because oftentimes what you hear is not the truth. It is a watered down version of the truth. And one of their biggest spokesperson, who is always against you, Chopper, when you hear Chopper speak, it's like him get the green papers, before anybody else get it, because he's absolutely certain of what he's saying. And when you hear those people speak, you have to ask yourself, as a well-thinking Jamaica who live in Jamaica, what is this guy talking about? I live here. I see the people who are being killed. I know people who cannot afford healthcare. I see people with tons of medication, but they can't take them because they can't find food. I hear the frustration of the heart graduates who have left heart and is saying, we can't find jobs. A young lady just this morning said to me, I had to leave Ocherius after completing level 2 in housekeeping because I thought that my life would have been better when I was told that I should complete this level of training. And here's what is true. I have been in Ochi now for over 2 years, and I have to come back now to go work at a gas station because there is nothing. And then she said something to me that was so profound, Jeffrey, and I'm sharing it with you as she spoke her truth. She said, one day the security guard said to her, Miss, I better you stop come, because if you don't know anybody in Jamaica, then you can apply, but you will not get the job.
My God. It is now 12 minutes after 10 o'clock here in the United States. 12 after 9 o'clock in the land of wood and no water. Yet they're saying that we're bringing on Jamaica, the dirty 30. It's bringing on Jamaica. Prime Minister Holness, when your Minister of Finance came out and tell the Jamaican people that the FBI is in Jamaica investigating SSL, wasn't that misinformation, sir?
And you notice, Jeffrey, we can't get anything. We can't see the FinSat report. We don't have the FSL report. We still have not had the Petrojam, Petrojam report. So the truth of the matter, government successfully continue to protect each other. Because I'm sure if the PMP is to come to power in the next election, you will never see the light of day. The Traffic Guru report and what the JLP has remarkable in this whole they have an ad that is going out that them just put people's face and then literally tell you what each crime their opponents have committed. Interestingly, you don't see the opponent coming back out, and so you recognize, Jeffrey, it's a game of tug and war, depending on who is controlling the public media. Then you disseminate information, because recently I could hear a descending argument from learned and competent juror and lawyer Donna Scott Motley about how the whole Constitution Committee had arrived at a certain point, and even in light of her opposing a decision and saying, roll it back, it's not going to be good for the Jamaican people. You saw the effervescent, youthful, exuberant Minister of Constitution and Legal Reform saying, we have it right. We when we're done with the Jamaican people, Jamaica is going to be the most just society in the world. But Madam Minister, Jamaican people have a say. And that's why we have elections, because elections carry consequences. One man, one vote, same man, same vote. And I would like for the Madam Minister to tell me that she's going to have free and fair election without the corrigate policies that the people of Jamaica who would love to elect a government of their peer and hold them accountable. Because you notice that in the constitution reform argument, Jeffrey, it is not that she's arguing for a more entrenched freedom of rights and how the Jamaican people should hold those public officials to account. It's more of we become republic, so we become more independent, we have more say how our country is governed. And if this is how your administration now wants to go around and certainly try to come sheriff of people who talk on the radio and speak their truth as they are analyzing it, then I say this don't look good. This look like we are giving rise to an SSR
dictatorial state.
Yeah, we are giving rise to an SSR Fuhrer, and before you know it, like the United States Embassy who asks you to give them all of your social media page so them can go look if you said something untoward about the United States or its leadership and determine that you don't get a visa. Then off with your head, Jeffrey Tavares. I will never see you in the Senate.
But listen to me. The question I want to ask you though, do you believe if the People's National Party should gain state power whenever that man put on his green clocks and call the election? Do you believe that if there is something in the pipeline for the current Minister of National Security to be charged and locked up, do you believe the People's National Party will do something like that?
Look, I don't think Mark Golding and the PMP will have the balls to ever really prosecute leaders of the other side. And for good politics, them always say it's not good for go after them. But the truth of the matter is that anybody who gains state power and do not start with the head of affairs to ensure that not to misuse your authority, but to come with the solid evidence that this person might have done something untoward, so that vision of Jamaica becoming a country where we can live, do business, raise a family, and live in peace and harmony. I believe that when you take a stand, when you can lock up people like Warmington, who has said things that are so absurd, when you can lock up people in the parliament that you may have links with gangs and so forth, and you are actually funding some of these organizations, when people can see Vibes Cartel matter goes before the court, and although I'm not a big proponent of Vibes Cartel, but the fact of the matter is that it frightens you when you look at the variable in the Vibes Cartel matter and how the Crown handle it. When you can see a clear pathway of justice where every Jamaican is treated fairly. I was talking to a group of young men the other night, and one of them said, you know how my life has been so altered. I feel like really and truly that there is no justice in Jamaica. And he was basically telling me how he was criminally charged and that they had turned up at a particular store. They did not pick up the item. The policeman whispered to the lady at the location, and then the items were put into the vehicle. And they are charged for simple larceny, among other things, that the credit card that was used was actually stolen from a car that was robbed a couple days prior to that incident. And how those two young men talk about how the system, how fearful they are for their lives to ever get better, because they have to deal with this criminal charge that is going against them. And it takes 7 years under the new standard of the Ministry of Justice to have a matter like that removed from your criminal record, Jeffrey. 7 years. Imagine you're trying to make your life better, and you pay the fine, and you serve either the 6 or the 1 year in the petty session of the Jamaican court. But yet still you get a record that you have to wait 7 years. And if you go for a job at one of these places and they say to you, God forbid, can you provide us with a clean criminal record? You have to wait 7 years to expunge it. So it's sad. It's sad because here are the people that we are supposed to be helping to basically move their life along and to become productive members of the society. When we have government minister like Rural Reid turning up at a recent event stating that, oh, this is the best government for the Jamaican people and I'm here to offer my support, in the midst of a trial that it is alleged that you might have misappropriated and taken full advantage of your position as a government minister, or the fact that the prime minister wife is in court with over a land settlement matter, but she still serves in the House of Representatives as Speaker. And so the double standard is killing. It's killing us.
And the long and short of it, do not look for the People's National Party to investigate anything to do with the Labour Party government and put anybody to prison.
No, don't, because the PMP fears that when that veil is lifted, they have more infractions based on what the Jamaica Labour Party propaganda campaign is doing than what they're doing. In other words, people are pitching us against each other. And the truth of the matter is that, they behave as if all of us think PNP and JLP. They are not those of us who independently think Jamaica and want Jamaica to be better.
Luke, on that note, I want to say thank you for coming on.
You're welcome.
Give us
You're welcome, Tavares, and your listeners. I hope that I was able to make a meaningful contribution.
Oh yes, you did at all times, my friend, because people on this platform keep on asking, where is Luke? Where is Luke? Where is Luke?
Tell them that Luke is solving problems, real problems. Like, you know, when people call me and tell me, oh, the man that they're calling on the program about wants to go, he's asking to go to the Golden Age home, and you call and you hear that they don't have any space to take the man, but he's suffering because the condition that he's living in is less than humane, and he lives in the Prime Minister's constituency. Now, shouldn't we be taking some of that $700 billion and expanding the Golden Age home, since we find that so many of our elderly are suffering inside of the place that they should call home and in their community? Or should the minister be putting out that Jamaicans are not breeding like guinea pig anymore is a concern because we have an aging population? Shouldn't we have an ad that says, take some of the children out of the state-run home? We want to increase the foster care program so that we can look after these kids. Or are we going to agree with the Prime Minister who says, if you put in stiffer penalty, like more years for a young person that is walking around with a gun, then that is going to reduce crime? I've never heard anything that is so far from the truth.
My. Luke, thank you for coming on, my friend. Thank you very much. I want to say thanks to opposition spokesperson, deputy spokesperson, foreign affairs and foreign trade, attorney at law, Christopher Henry. I want to say thanks to my good friend Chris. Thanks to the producers of this program. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks to my good friend Luke George Cook for coming on short notice. Thank you all very much for being a part of this program. Remember, we need some more subscription on this program here. Subscribe. Bring us to 20,000 subscription, please. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you. May God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Have a great night, everyone.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk. People.
Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Mek we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Mek we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it.